Good morning and welcome to Thought for the Day on this Monday morning. I was away last weekend, or it was Bank Holiday Monday anyway, and been away this week. Um, Going around in my head this morning has been words from a Paul Simon song. Some of you will go Paul who, but Paul Simon, um, an artist from my youth. He wrote a song, You Can Call Me Al. In the second verse, there's this line. A man walks down the street. He says, Why am I short of attention? Got a short little span of attention, and oh, my nights are so long. And what sparked that? Why did that jump into my head? Well, because watching the news this morning and the news about the Russian offensive, and it is offensive, in the east of Ukraine, and thinking about where Putin might decide to stop, to try and just say, well, I'll stop here and you can do nothing about it. And the conversation on the news about how long the war may go on for. And then that comment, of course, yeah, if it goes on for a long time, it will fade from our attention. And that really struck me. How many things fade from our attention? How long is my span of attention? Why am I so short of attention? How is it that things that are of enormous import that are still going on, things like wars in Yemen, have dropped so far off the radar that they're no longer something that grips me in the same way that they once did? Will that happen about a war in Ukraine and all the desperation that creates? I pray not. I hope not. In part, that's why I am so engaged with the charity Flame International, who work in the aftermath, well, in the very, yeah, almost in the thick of it at times, but in the aftermath of genocide, war, terror, for healing, for reconciliation, to see people made whole again who have suffered these sort of things. And there are signs of feet on the ground thinking about what we might do for the current situation in due course. It seems to me we live in an age of distraction. There are so many competing things for our attention. Just how often do we have time to simply be? To take the outside, including the media flows, whatever they're about, and just stop and be, to be me, to sit and listen and spend that time. It's interesting, I say I was away this week with Diana, and reflecting on that thought of when would I just be. We stood at a gate at a field and watched lambs, and it was a time of deep joy, of deep fulfillment, just watching lambs and their mothers, hearing the bleat and the counter bleat as child found parents, as little one found mum, to see them just in a field. And that was a time of deep just being present in that moment, not rushing to move on to the next thing or anything like that. How often do I just be in my life with God? Do I figuratively stand at the gate, watch, listen, hear? Or am I more like a news program in my relationship where something moves me on to the next thing all too quickly? In the case of the news, the editor thinks this is the next important thing I should hear. What are the distractions of the world that stop me from listening well? Just looking at a little bit of the letter of James this morning. And there's that bit about faith without works being dead. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith but do not have works? Can faith save you? If a brother or sister is naked and lacks daily food, and one of you says to them, Go in peace, keep warm and eat your fill, and yet you do not supply their bodily needs, what is the good of that? Perhaps that is a way of being and doing, pouring out the blessings that we have into the lives of others. How can I do that today? How can I do that this week? How can I do that as an act of habit that keeps faith alive, that keeps my ears open to where God is leading, that keeps me from being distracted, that keeps me stood at the gates, looking at lambs in my heart, in my soul? What might each of us do today just to hold that place to be? Let's listen and see what we hear. God bless, and bye for now.